The Whispering Oak, a tale of secrets and shadows. Once, in the heart of Appalachia, there stood a massive oak tree that locals called the Whispering Oak. Its gnarled branches stretched high into the sky, its roots snaked deep into the earth, and its bark bore carvings of names and symbols etched over generations. The tree was a sentinel of the land, older than anyone could remember, but this was no ordinary oak. The Whispering Oak, as the story goes, could speak, though not in words that anyone could hear. It was said to carry the voices of the dead, whispering secrets to those who dared to listen. The legend began long ago with a man named Elias Grayson, a settler who built his home near the oak in the early 1800s. Elias was a widower with a young daughter, Clara, and the oak became a refuge for her. Clara would sit beneath its sprawling branches for hours, humming melodies and speaking to it as though it were a friend. One autumn evening, Clara ran into the forest to play and never returned. A frantic search ensued, and neighbors scoured the woods with lanterns. Days passed, and then weeks, but there was no sign of the little girl. Her father, heartbroken and desperate, sat beneath the oak one night, begging for some sign of what had happened. When he heard it, the whispers. They came softly at first, carried on the wind, but grew louder as he pressed his ear to the tree's trunk. The whispers told him to look near the creek by the old mill. There, Elias found Clara's favorite ribbon tangled in the brush, leading him to a hidden cave. Inside, he discovered the truth. Clara had fallen and perished. Elias buried his daughter beneath the oak, and the tree's whispers grew stronger. They spoke not only to him but to others in the town. Secrets of the living and the dead seemed to pour from its ancient bark. Some villagers came to the oak seeking answers to lost loves, hidden treasures, and old mysteries. Others avoided it, fearing the burden of what it might reveal. Over time, the oak became both revered and feared. Stories circulated of those who sought its whispers but were driven mad by the truths they uncovered. One man, a gambler named Silas Ward, went to the tree to ask where he might find a hidden fortune. The tree whispered back, directing him to a forgotten chest buried near an abandoned mine. Silas unearthed the chest, only to find it cursed. Within weeks, he lost all his winnings and his sanity. Another tale speaks of a young woman named Abigail Marsh, who sought the oak's guidance to find her missing husband. The whispers told her of his betrayal, that he had fled to another town with another woman. Heartbroken but grateful for the truth, Abigail left the town behind and began a new life. By the early 1900s, the Whispering Oak had become a local legend, drawing travelers and skeptics. Many came to test the tree's power, only to leave in silence, unwilling to admit what they had learned. Some claimed the oak's whispers were just the sound of wind rustling through its branches, while others swore they heard voices, distinct, human voices, weaving tales of both comfort and despair. As the years passed, the oak faced threats from developers who sought to cut it down to make way for a new road. The townsfolk protested fiercely, warning that the tree's destruction would unleash the spirits bound within it. One foreman, dismissive of the legends, struck the first blow with his axe. That night, he vanished without a trace. The project was abandoned, and the oak was left untouched. To this day, the Whispering Oak stands, its roots tangled with the secrets of the past. Visitors from all over come to see it, some brave enough to place their hands against its bark and listen. They say the whispers still come, faint but undeniable, offering glimpses into the unknown. No one knows for certain if the tree is cursed or blessed, but one thing is clear. The Whispering Oak holds the power to reveal truths we may not be ready to hear. So, if you ever find yourself in Appalachia, beneath a sprawling oak whose branches seem to hum with an ancient energy, ask yourself, what would you dare to ask the Whispering Oak? And more importantly, are you prepared to hear its answer? If you enjoyed this story and want more intriguing tales from American history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to You Crave News. Leave a comment. Do you believe in the Whispering Oak? Or do you have your own paranormal story to share? Until next time, stay curious and stay brave.